If the subject is Natalie Cohen, then the best place to start is Atlanta, Georgia, January 1976. Cohen was in the chair. The infamous Ili Nastase was on the court.
Ili Nastase ran up against her, and
he liked to act up. He liked to do this, kind of try to pull a fast one for the umpire.
Nastase didn't like some of her calls from the chair, and at one point sort of pulled down his pants, his shorts, and showed his backside to announce his disapproval with the job that she was doing.
She had Nastase about kicked out of a tournament.
Natalie wanted nothing of those shenanigans.
Whereupon she threatened him within an inch of his life. And the next day, Nastase showed up for his next match, bringing her a dozen roses to apologize for his behavior the night before.
Everything about Natalie Cohen was legendary. She won buckets of state and city championships in the 1940s and 1950s, and she's a Hall of Famer for her play on the court. But it was her work in a chair, whether in a tournament office or 6 feet above center court, that is, well, the legendary part.
If you're just going to sum it up, Natalie was the game of tennis in the South during those days.
Natalie was one of those people where you needed to do it right. So if she was expecting a tournament director to get their draw sheets in 10 days after a tournament finished, on the 11th day at 9:01 a.m., Natalie's on the phone calling you, wanting to know where those draw sheets are. So Natalie was a detailed person who really got after that.
She's about 5'2", but I tell you, when Natalie spoke, you listened, and if you didn't, I'll never forget one of our business people here, a good player, was notoriously late to matches, and he showed up in the 60s about an hour late for the 35 finals, and Natalie said, you have two choices, Ed. You can either be down 3-love or you can default. He argued for about 5 minutes and gave up and went down to the court down 3-love. And there were no rules at that time that I know that applied to it, but Natalie decided what justice was, and she meted it out.
But the stern little taskmaster loved tennis with all she had and was a lifetime volunteer for Alta and the GTA in its very early days. And that shows now in the leagues and organizations that are so well known around Atlanta and Georgia. In a male-dominated world, what a chair umpire and tournament director she was.
Natalie Cohen gave her life, or served her life, to tennis.
Just did amazing things for tennis. She played all the time, day in and day out, it seemed, till she was in her late 80s.
She is definitely paramount in the development of tennis in Atlanta, Georgia.
Natalie Cohen, a worthy member of the Georgia Tennis Hall of Fame.